The 30-minute timer in Pokemon Go is one of your best friends that you didn't even know existed. So here we're gonna go in this video explaining why a 30-minute timer in Pokemon Go is so absolutely necessary to have integrated as a part of your gameplay in Pokemon Go. And if you didn't know, it's time to learn. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. There are going to be two main parts of Pokemon Go that benefit from the 30-minute timer, okay? So one is going to be feeding berries to gyms, and two is going to be your buddy Pokemon. If you don't know about either of these, I'm about to show you how this works. So typically what I'll do is I will go through and run through all of my buddy interactions. So I have the Moltres here, which is going to be getting excited soon, but for this video's purpose, I am going to go ahead and switch out of this and go into my Aerodactyl. That's a lucky 100% IV with the satchel that I'm trying to get excited to get my buddy hearts on this Pokemon today. So what we're gonna do, we're starting at 0 right now. I'm gonna go ahead and interact with my buddy. So we have our Aerodactyl here in the beautiful downtown area of Dana Point. Get a little bit of sunshine on that Aerodactyl flying through the sky. We're gonna go ahead and do all of the interactions and miss the berry throw right there. And yes, I'm not wearing shoes right now. I have my sandals on. There's 3 interactions. So then I will also go through and I'm going to battle at the same time. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through the Master League. I have all my parties already set up here, and I'm gonna get the Battle Buddy heart. So that's gonna put a total of 4 interactions for us today. Okay, so we have the 4 interactions. The other interactions that you can do is follow a route together and find a new place, which is a new Pokestop spun. But since I live in Dana Point, I've spun pretty much every Pokestop in this entire area. That's not gonna be an option for us. So that is there. So then what I'm gonna do is I am standing on a route. I'm gonna go ahead and click see nearby routes. I'm gonna go ahead and click this, and I am gonna go ahead and click follow. So that is going to start my 30-minute timer, which I'm gonna pull down on my screen, open this up here, go to the timer function. You see that it is here for the 30 minutes. There is a little bit of a downside to doing this on your phone and such, but we're gonna start this right here, right now. Boom, okay, 30 minutes starts. And why do I do this in the 30-minute increments? Because if you haven't seen my videos about how to get your buddies excited without using Poffins, you can check the latest one out here. Every 30 minutes, you can interact with your buddy. So as soon as this 30-minute timer goes off, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna do all the same things of interaction once again. By doing that multiple times in a row, that allows me to be able to get my buddy excited without using a Poffin. So the 30-minute timer is the window that refreshes the interaction rate and allows me to be able to do all those things. The things that don't require a 30-minute timer is going to be walking your buddy. You can walk it as many times as you want, and you don't need to do it on a 30-minute interval. Yes, you can get hearts if I battle my buddy again, but it's not going to count towards excitement interaction points, because every interaction is going to be a part of getting your buddy excited, which is why we needed this 30-minute window. And then the other thing that I'm going to do now that I set that 30-minute timer is I am going to go into my gym list. So I have 2 gyms available to me right now. If I go ahead and click on number 1, that's going to take me to this one. I have 4 Pokemon in here. I am going to go ahead and start dumping berries. Every single time I dump a berry, I get 30 Stardust. So I can give 10 berries to 1 Pokemon, and I can give 10 berries to 10 Pokemon every 30 minutes. Right? So you have 2 things that can go in tandem at the same time. And this is a great way for me to gain a little bit extra Stardust. I can count it towards my berry medal that can go to platinum. And then number 3, I can get rid of my berries without having to just delete them. While it does take a little bit of tedious time, I am able to do all 30. And if you have Pokemon that are available in remote gyms, that's why I always suggest you guys going into comm days have Pokemon in gyms that are remote. You can just go into here, find the Pokemon gyms that you're defending, skip to those gyms and start feeding your buddy Pokemon, which is going to give us all of these. And then, like I said, after 30 minutes of your interaction point, you're able to go back and feed these Pokemon once again. Because once I hit 10 berries, I can't feed these Pokemon berries anymore. But what I can do is go to my other gym, which I do believe there are 6 Pokemon in. I'm gonna go ahead right here. I've been in this gym for 85 days, which is quite crazy. And there are 6 Pokemon in here, so I can feed all of these Pokemon 10 berries each, which will put us at a max of 10. Let's say you don't have a Pokemon in a gym, but in the local area that you have a couple of your team's gyms. You can go and feed those team gyms as well. You don't have to feed your specific Pokemon in gyms. The reason why I do like to feed my own is because it contributes towards ranking gyms up to gold. And every time you rank a gym up from bronze to silver to gold, every time you spin it, you get extra items. And if it's in a grind area that you're at, you might as well do this and contribute towards getting all of those gyms to gold. I love having gold gyms. And then we have our Drotagon in there. This gym is actually in Switzerland. And this is our second to last Pokemon to feed. And the last Pokemon we have to feed is going to be the Cleaver. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1800 Stardust for our 10th Pokemon. So this 30-minute timer, when doing it in this order, you interact with your buddy and then you feed all the berries to the gyms. And then once this timer does go off, we are going to be able to go and do this whole cycle once again. So dumping berries from your bag is going to be lucrative for your Stardust in small quantities, but it does build up over time. We will go over how much Stardust I have yielded from feeding berries to gyms in this video, but most importantly, we are going to start our route, and we are also in the Skorupi Incense Day, so we are able to get a 30-minute timer on our Adventure Incense. So let's go. And we just completed a route, and it has counted towards follow a route together, which should help our buddy get excited faster. So we still have approximately 15 minutes left, and we are on this incense. So far, we have seen nothing too great so far, but soon we are hopefully going to be able to see something. And just to show you guys that you can only feed 10 berries to the gym, you can just go back into any of these gyms every 30 minutes. So 10 berries to 10 Pokemon every 30 minutes. 30-minute timer is super legit in Pokemon Go. But let's talk about the one thing that is going to make it a little bit challenging, and that is going to be that when you set it on your phone, it's going to go off as a timer, right? So whether, you know, you're in the middle of a phone call, you're doing a meeting, or whatever that happens, you know, sometimes it's hard to silence that timer on your phone, and it's going to be interrupting your normal daily routines. So that is definitely a little bit of a problem in setting this 30-minute timer. It can kind of be alarming and a little bit disruptful throughout your day. Alrighty, and the timer has gone off. So what that means for us is that we need to check the Skorupi because it can be shiny. So we are going to interact with our buddy again. We are almost at 2 kilometers, which should help us get this buddy excited. We're gonna go ahead and interact because that 30-minute timer has gone off. So we're gonna play with our buddy, take a picture, throw a berry at it, all the interaction points. And I might be, no, I'm on time. I was gonna say because I was filming and setting the timer at different times, we can go ahead and then battle with your buddy. Remember now that you can go in with the leaders in battle as well. So that does help you out with this interaction point. Okay, so now the buddy is almost on the way to excited, and I don't know exactly when I started this timer, but if the 30 minutes went appropriately, I should be able to go back in with these gyms, which I can't yet, so I might have to wait like another 30 seconds or so just based on when I actually started the timer. Let's go ahead to this Dana point one. This is the one that I started with, and I am not, oh, there we go. We can start feeding this Pokemon again, and then I will be able to go and start feeding all of the rest on that 30-minute timer. And so now would be a great time for me to restart that 30-minute timer. Boom. And so in 30 minutes, once again, I will go back and interact with my buddy one more time. And we have finished the Adventure Incense. We caught 29 Pokemon. We ventured 1,832 meters, and unfortunately, we didn't get any shiny Skrupis. We didn't get anything too great. So the 30-minute timer as of right now on the iPhones, you can just click up there, and we have 25 minutes left. We did walk the 2 kilometers, which is going to be beneficial. So once this 30-minute window is up, we are going to go ahead and interact with our buddy once again, and that should be us getting our buddy excited. So just to show you guys, we did already do that 30 minutes, and so now we can go ahead and feed all of our Pokemon berries once again every 30 minutes. 10 Pokemon can accept 10 berries, right? So that's 100 berries fed times 30. That is going to be 3,000 Stardust. And some of you guys may think, okay, well, 3,000 Stardust, that's really not a ton, right? Well, over the lifetime of me playing Pokemon Go, I have actually fed a grand total of 157,094 berries to Pokemon. And let's say on average, I'm getting 30 Stardust per feed. That is 4.712 million Stardust I have received from feeding berries to Pokemon. So although it doesn't look like a lot, over time, it adds up quite a bit. So it is something that I highly suggest that you guys don't overlook. You don't dump your berries. Every 30 minutes on this timer, not only are you out there interacting with your buddy to get it excited, because it's almost there for mine, you are also feeding your berries, the excess ones you have the gyms, because even when I talked to you guys, I talked about how pineapple berries aren't super relevant anymore because XL candy is really the higher commodity now to max to level 50, as opposed to just getting a bunch of regular candy. I mean, what am I going to do with 17,000 Swine Up candy? I have 1,600 XL candy. Do I need to pineapple any more of those on Calm Day? Like, no, we're already getting 2 times catch candy, and then when you do use a Mega Pokemon, you're getting even higher chances of XL candy and higher chances of regular candy, so why are we even talking about pineapple berries that much anymore? Except on events where like Pokemon are extremely rare. Like at first, if you went to a Go Fest as your first one, you see unknowns. Like, yeah, pineapple those. But for the most part, especially on Calm Days, you're playing for 3 hours, you're catching around 500 to 1,000 Pokemon, do we really need all those pineapple berries anymore? No. Every 30 minutes, you can feed 10 to 10 different Pokemon in gyms. And even if you don't have gyms, like I said, I could walk over here to this gym if I don't have any Pokemon, and there are going to be 6 Pokemon in there, and I could dump all 60 berries into these Pokemon right there, which is very beneficial for me. So we're going to go ahead and finish up this walking, and I hope you guys have saw the value of the 30-minute timer in Pokemon Go. It's very valuable. It's got 2 very big functions, but the one downside, like I said, is that, you know, you have to set an alarm on your phone, and when you do have that alarm on your phone, it can go off in weird situations. Like the other day I was in a meeting and it went off, and they're like, oh, you know, I think somebody's phone's ringing. It's like, no, that's my alarm timer. They're like, oh, okay, well, like for what? And I'm just like, for Pokemon. You know, they all know I do Pokemon anyway, but you know, it could be kind of weird if you don't do Pokemon Go for a living, or you're in a meeting and that timer goes off. And the 30-minute timer has gone off once again, and we are going to go ahead and jump in here. We're going to go ahead and interact with our buddies. Interaction should get this buddy excited if everything goes as planned here, and we are going to hatch an egg. Dang, no shinies on that one. It's been a while, I feel like, since I've hatched a shiny, and we're going to go ahead and battle with this Pokemon, and hopefully everything is going to go as planned, and we are going to be able to get this buddy excited. The only problem here is that we did not do the route, and we did not have a Pokestop interaction that is new, and those things are very, very helpful in getting your body excited, but this one should get us there. And to find out, just like that, we have our buddy excited because the 30-minute timer has come in clutch. So the 30-minute timer in Pokemon Go, extremely helpful. Make sure to do it. Make sure to kind of navigate, because it's a little challenging sometimes, and it can have a little bit of incidental information depending on if you are ready for that or not. But we got our buddy excited. We are successful, and we fed berries and cleaned out some of our berries, and we're gonna still keep feeding them, and so can you. So enjoy that 30-minute timer hack in Pokemon Go. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. To all my likers, comments, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes their support, subscription, and participation to excellent. I'll see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.